guys, it's Eagle back from Eagle Plays, and today, with our first commentary, official commentary at least on the channel, we're gonna be reviewing the Battlefield 5 beta, the game in its current state, what I think of it, points to be taken into consideration, things to notice from this beta, and overall what I think should be changed for the final product. Which is obviously coming on November after the delay, which I think is a great move, removing that title from the sandwich between two massive games. Obviously Red Dead Redemption 2 being the massive talk of the community right now, but then having the underdog, I think, which is Black Ops 4, getting all the criticism, but still making numbers. And you have Battlefield 5 with all the controversy it caused. It was very unhealthy to put it in this release date on October, but I really appreciate the delay. Hopefully we get more fixes, more polish, and we get at least more players to join the game. Now, before we start that, I'm gonna upload my first podcast soon. It's gonna be the future of Call of Duty, where me, Hatebling, or the Hatebling from Twitch, and Reckless, you guys know these guys, they've been on the channel for a while. We put them on a lot of videos. We discussed what we see in Call of Duty, the things that happened in the past, how Call of Duty is right now, and overall what we think would go down with Call of Duty. And honestly, this podcast is pretty fun. It's a bit lengthy, it's like 25 minutes long, but it's very important. We talked about so many things, and for you people who like listening to podcasts while doing something, listening to long or very long videos, you guys should check it out. It should be uploaded during this week. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna put in the background, whether it's gonna be gameplay, static, or moving pictures or something. I don't know yet, but make sure to look out for that. And the PUBG Top Plays is gonna be out. It's gonna be delayed. It's gonna become on Monday, I think. I'm not really sure right now, but it's not gonna be delayed all the way for next week. It's gonna come out in the day or two, but I'm just focusing on playing the beta right now. Let's begin with the Battlefield 5 beta. This is my first Battlefield beta. I haven't played the Battlefield 1 beta, the Hardline beta, or the Battlefield 4 beta. I haven't been that big on betas. The only betas I played were Call of Duty related betas. And what I think of the Battlefield 5 beta, the way I see it, I was really excited to play it at first. I really liked it. I put so much time into it so far, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Let's talk about the positives a bit. First positive thing, the squad play. The squad play is just so intense because you need to rely on your squad, because death is so quick, because ammo runs out so quick, because health doesn't regenerate all the way, because spotting doesn't exist or is nearly extinct at this point. You need to rely on your squad mates, and this is like making the games we're playing so intense, especially when I'm playing with Major Pineapples and the Hatebling. We're always like screaming on the microphones, we're rushing, we're like planning out. We're living every single game we play, and we're aiming. We're always like trying to get that V1 rocket. It's spectacular fireworks, as I like to call it, or the Sturmtiger, or the tanks, or everything. And the squad play is amazing. Like I have the clip which is gonna show up in a bit of Iverian being in a bomber, trying to bomb objectives. I marked for him, and then a Stuka, an enemy Stuka, is on his tail, and then I jump in a Spitfire and I take down the Stuka in a dogfight, which is like, you see this squad play. He got followed by a fighter plane. I go up in the fighter plane. I take down the enemy fighter. It's all just it's all teamwork. It's all teamwork. I mark for him targets using recon. He bombs this area. I heal him up. He destroys tanks. Hatebling captures objectives. It's always intense. It's always relying on squad, because if you don't rely on squad and go in alone anywhere, you're gonna get killed right away if there's more than one enemy, or if you don't get the flank. Of course, if you get the flank, kill them all. But anyway, speaking of the squad play, the mechanics, the attrition is really good. I like the idea of not starting out with so much ammunition, and the health not regenerating to its maximum potential after hiding. It gets kind of annoying sometimes, and you might say that, oh, I'm gonna have to, go to stations or whatever, but trust me, when you start playing it, well, like at first I was like, oh, okay, I'm low on ammo, I need to run to a station, oh, I need to take ammo from the station, I need to reload my gun. after that, it became just like muscle memory. I kill someone, I see station nearby, I refill, I resupply, and I go again.
We have taken
I really like the idea. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but the good thing is that DICE, try to please both fans. The squad play fans that want realism.
Soldiers,
shit,
objective Baker has
the
been
lone
lost.
move. Like the lone move to just go to a station without needing any other human interaction with a medic or support, take what he needs, and then you have the squad mates who like go support, medic, assault, sniper, try to support each other. I like that. I really like it. Another nice thing is Grand Operations, the most intense invasion or actually the most intense attack on the Norwegian coast during the operation on Narvik. I really enjoy it. I love it. I love the fact that to shake hands on the plane, you jump out of the plane with your squad, take the explosives from like in a certain area, go plant them on, and I like that. It doesn't just end there. It doesn't end who loses or who wins. Like in the operations before, on Battlefield 1, for example, if you didn't capture all objectives, you captured the entire map without one objective, you lost, which realistically looking at it, you just captured the entire area except for one small area, which is, I mean, it's not that realistic, but with Narvik, as we've seen, like, if you don't destroy all cannons, maybe not most survivors won't survive until the next day. If you destroy them all, they won't have cannons, we don't have artillery. So to say, and I'm just waiting to see day 3 of Narvik, but so far day 1, day 2, I really like them, and I really enjoyed it. The classes have changed, so now the medics actually get the SMG. Then you have the assaults getting assault rifles or DG, all that kind of good stuff. I really enjoy playing the beta, and one last highlight I have is the squad score and the squad bonuses and the squad reinforcements. I really like the idea that now you get rewarded by not just points for capturing. Like this Battlefield 5 is the battlefield where me and my squad had the most focus on capturing objectives and going around the map as fast as possible to capture objectives. To get those squad points, on one hand we're helping the team, and like we get like 3 or 4 games in a row on Conquest. We just got most of us were top of the leaderboard, and we got best squad at one point, and we went on a winning streak because we were focusing on objectives. On the other hand, it's really nice to see you getting rewarded with like a heavy tank, a nice tank that's like all armored and fits your squad, and you can go on with it, like the Sturmtiger or the V1 rocket, which is my favorite so far. I dropped so many of them so far, and the satisfaction you get after you call it and you hear the sound like it just, you don't hear the sound, you hear an explosion and you see like you dropped 8 people. It's just intense. It's intense. Now, of course, the beta came with negatives. First of all, I had a couple of squad mates who sadly couldn't join us because I think they joined us for a game or two, and then they couldn't do it again because the game kept on freezing, crashing, and yeah, there was a lot of bugs, more than I expected. My friend couldn't join because he kept crashing, and it really gave him a bad taste of Battlefield in his mouth, whereas he shouldn't. Like, he was pretty upset that he couldn't play what he just downloaded, and he deemed the game really bad. And I don't blame him, because if I was to download the beta and wouldn't work that way, I would be pretty upset. So that was a bad thing. Maybe it's because it's just a beta, and of course it is. Another thing is some visual bugs, some visual glitches. I'm not gonna get into those because it's just the beta. Again, everything's gonna be polished on release, hopefully. The last thing I want to talk about is the weapon upgrades. I'm pretty concerned about the weapon upgrades. If you ask Major Pineapples or iVariant13, I played on his account during the early access because I didn't have early access to the beta, and while leveling up, I made his stand a laser beam. A literal laser beam. The thing wouldn't move. The thing had no recoil because of the upgrades. The thing on hipfire was kind of like the MP18 from Battlefield 1, but a bit more accurate on hipfire. It was crazy. And so many other weapons I made so good using the upgrades. And I'm not complaining about the weapons being good. I actually like that. But in past Battlefields, attachments gave you, a positive and a negative. This reduces, let's say, this sight reduces, and this grip reduces recoil, but it increases spread per shot if you go fully automatic all the time. So you're gonna have to think, oh, I can burst over there, you know, I won't have much recoil. I can burst, keep it on the target, but then I'm gonna increase the spread as much as I like shoot. You know, and it doesn't have any negatives so far. So let's say you're a player, you start playing on day one, and so a lot of YouTubers are actually saying that. You start playing on day one, and you grinded the game, and you made your stand, let's say, a maximum upgrades, and gave it so many things. And then you have a new player that comes in with a stand as well, but you get into a gunfight, you win the gunfight. Why? Because your stand has no recoil and hipfire, for example. And that's gonna turn off a lot of players. We wanna help players get into the game instead of like pushing them off the game, especially in this state. And it's kind of like this thing we see in most MMORPGs or games with loot that changes the way they get, like variants from Advanced Warfare, for example. You have the same gun, a different variant, and this variant is like a much higher level, more damage. And it just gets somewhere where if you don't have the variant, you will be outgunned by the same gun you're using, ironically. Pretty concerned, but so far I'm really liking the beta, yeah. That's really it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed, guys. I am gonna make sure to drop another clip of the best kills I get before the end of the beta, or at least when the beta ends. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please stay tuned for our podcast, and follow the HateBlink and Major Pineapple 16 on Twitch to watch us play live on PUBG and Battlefield 5 beta. Follow me on Twitter at GhostEagle141. And I just want to ask you guys, do you want us to make a Discord channel for you guys? Because a lot of people are not getting notifications. YouTube is just not notifying people. So would you like to join the Discord server that like sends a link to a public chat there whenever a video drops? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please slap a like on it. Let's shoot for 5 likes. Eagle Plays now at 400 subscribers. I love this outro.